start with the Peacemaker? We're good.
Okay, so
Sorry about that.
I say Peacemaker because you want to be at peace with the team you bring together to execute this project. You want to be at peace with the way the money's moving around. You want to be at peace with the way your days are happening and coming together. You want to be at peace with the way you are dealing with conflict, because there is a lot of it. And not necessarily between people, but just it's, you know, it's problem solving. That's your job as the producer. You're the problem solver. And so you always want to feel like you are addressing problems in a way that leaves everybody feeling good. And that's hard to do. Mm-hmm. That's hard. You can't make everybody happy. You can't all the time. But you have to know how to find your way to that peaceful balance where you're able to kind of, I don't know, get to the finish line whole. Yeah. The most important role. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't want to put money above people. Mm-hmm. I don't. That's not my style. But at the same time, I can't downplay how stressful that can be when you are dealing with somebody else's bank account or brand, and they're trusting you with that. So
it's a balance between keeping the relationships in the crew and everything, and
the crew, your client,
and whoever's above, even the executive.
And and getting that project complete and in front of audiences, which is, you know, that's always the goal. Mm-hmm.
So the budget.
Yes.
How do you start with the budget? Do you ever have to find your own investors? Are you usually given it?
How do you find the money to get a project done?
Yeah,
it depends. Okay. It can happen in so many different ways. It's lovely when someone comes to you with a complete budget intact and ready to go. That rarely happens. But yeah, if it's a project that someone would hire you to execute, that's usually the case. They'll come to you with a budget. If it's a passion project of yours, you write something, you want to execute it, yeah, it's probably your money that's going to produce it. So I've had projects sponsored where the sponsor paid the bill for the entire production up front.
So you have to build it from there, just kind of start
from scratch.
Okay.
Yep. Here you go. Deliver us something we can be proud of. Good luck with that. Yeah.
See how you're talking about, very stressful.
Yeah. Yeah, and oftentimes they don't know what they want, you know, or they don't know how to articulate what they want. They may see something cool, or think they feel something cool, but they don't know what that means production-wise, you know, because that cool thing may have cost $18 million to make, and they have a $5 budget, you know, which is also often the case. Yeah, it's, yeah.
You take the whole script then from where you've labeled and you just start building them.
Okay, so now, yeah, if you want to transition from the angle of having the money to produce it to, okay, now, or the budget, whatever that lump sum is, how do you then allocate those funds?
Yes.
Yeah. So when I was talking about breaking down the script and figuring out, well, how many locations and what's the cast breakdown and what are the props looking like and what's the wardrobe looking like and what are the makeup requirements and the special effects and all that, like, that's the foundation for your budget build. Okay, so you have to think, or you just start calculating from there. You know, okay, so this script is calling for us to shoot in and around the city of Los Angeles, all outdoors, all exterior shots at night, which means a different thing from being able to kind of go run outside in the daylight with a camera. If you're shooting at night, that's a whole different scenario in terms of gear needs, among other things. But yeah, so you're just calculating. And hoping that your calculation, the figure you end up with, meets the figure that whoever's funding this thing, whatever they had in mind.
Mm-hmm. Do you tend to over budget or under budget your productions? Like over add, what are the words I'm looking for? Do you just add extra money in there just in case as like a comfort, or do you, okay.
Well, you know, whenever that's possible, you know, you try to be as accurate as you possibly can and budget down to the penny. At the same time, you need to give yourself some room to breathe in case of emergency. Because something's going to come up that you didn't expect, didn't plan for, wasn't part of the script, or what is changes happen until a project is delivered usually. So it's a lot easier to be able to manage those unexpected changes when you know, well, yeah, I can pull a little bit of money from that, you know, from the wardrobe department because I put some extra in there, or, you know, usually have a contingency line. If you have the room, the capacity to do that, absolutely. It's only going to help you. It's only going to help you on the day you need it most. Yeah.
When something goes wrong.
Yes. Mm-hmm. When the police shows up and yeah, it demands that you pay something on the spot in order to keep shooting.
Really?
You never want that day. And then, of course, if you prepped the way you should have, you should never be in that position. Mm-hmm. But stuff happens, you know? Or, you know, the people who agreed to let you shoot on their block are now having second thoughts the day you show up to do it. And even though you have an agreement in place, they want to give you a hard time. And in order to kind of shut that down so you can get your, you know, meet your day, it's nice to have a little, you know, a little cash to, you know, sweeten the situation if you can. Yeah.
So you always have that little, if you don't,
If you can.
yeah, if it's available, and if you're on set, not trying to get everyone trying to get money out of you.
And yeah, because you have, you know, who knows how big your crew is. So just imagine if you have a crew of 60, 80, 100 people, whatever the figure is.
Okay.
Some people have productions that are hundreds of people. Everybody could have an issue, right? And they're going to come to you to resolve it.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be something. There has to be something that is that allows you to worry just a little bit less. Let there be at least one thing that you can just not stress so much about.
Is that something you've also learned through your years of producing, and how to, you know, kind of just plan for if something does go wrong?
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, you know? I'm thinking back to, I mean, I've been on set where I was just sort of like waiting for us to blow up this building completely. That was not part of the plan, that's not part of the script, but just based on the amount of power we were pulling from this building, you know, we didn't have a generator or anything. So, and we kept flipping the power, like it kept, yeah. So I was like, yeah, are we about to start an electrical fire here? You know, and just needing to be in position to handle whatever that situation was going to be. Yeah, having a little bit of cushion there, something to help, made a difference.
To go smoothly instead of being like, oh no.
Made a difference. Yeah, so, yeah. Can we pause for 1 second?
Yeah.
Okay.